when they should be out shoveling snow. If you are, hi.
Oh, now I see the light on.
So not too much to report. Just getting ready for the end of the year, trying to get 2022 budget into the accounting software. Just getting everything done at the end of the year. Of course, January we will still be paying some of the 2021 bills. So as your bills come in, you know that some of them are 2021, some of them are 2022, and Joyce tries to mark those. But throughout the month of January, there'll still be bills coming in for 2021. So I don't have anything as far as how we're going to end up yet. So
okay. That'll be next month, huh? Next month, then we'll have that stuff.
Probably the first part of February.
First part of February.
Yeah, maybe that last meeting in January, that your meeting in January, but I'm guessing it'll probably have to be February. So.
Okay, thank you. Customer concerns. Everybody happy around here? A lot happier meeting than last night's. Oh, did I say that?
Are you on?
I don't know. Yeah, it's bright green.
It's green. Yep.
Okay. Water Superintendent's report. Kurt.
All righty. At the last meeting, I mentioned we were doing a trial run on isolating the water for the tie-in for across the I-90, which involved well 5. That trial run helped us out immensely. That went pretty much flawlessly when we did do the tie-in. There was only one place that was without service for the duration of the tie-in, which was about 3 hours. And they were just unfortunate to be located between the 2 valves, so nothing I could do there. With that, they were laying pipe yesterday along Avalanche. The process is slow, but they are getting some pipe put in. In the last month, once again, we had, at this time though, there was only one service line leak. Once again, it was not on our side of the curb stop. It was an evening leak, and he was able to get a contractor and get it fixed right away to save damage to their home. On these service line leaks, I've spent probably too much time and effort trying to guesstimate how much water we lost for our annual water loss. It's just, you can't tell if they've been leaking a long time, short time. You know, when you do find the leak, you can guess, but once again, it's a time frame deal. So I've started leaving those off with because they're pretty minor anyway. You know, 100,000 gallons over the course of a year on those doesn't really amount to, 0.1% of our water loss. And also in the last month, we've had two major water breaks of our own. One of them was on the 9th. That was ductile iron pipe. It was bedded improperly. There was a triangular or pyramid piece of asphalt on the bottom of the pipe that managed to vibrate through, making a 2.5 to 3 inch hole in the bottom of the very, very good condition ductile iron pipe. It was amazing, the condition of it. It just was too bad it wasn't bedded properly. The other leak we had on the 22nd, and that was cast iron pipe. The pipe there is in decent condition, but it is starting to show large pitting where it kind of grows a blister, and that's what happened on this one. One of the blisters managed to grow through and pop off, and it was also about a 2.5 inch hole. Those 2 leaks I'm able to feel more comfortable putting into my water loss. I can look through SCADA and see what our demand was, and I can look at it and say that was around a 4,000 gallon a minute leak. Here's when it was reported. Here's when we got the water shut off. You do the math, you've got a pretty fair assessment of the water that was lost there. I received an email yesterday from our testing lab that the shortage, which is causing a meter issue, is also affecting them, and they're looking at an increase of 17% across the board in their sample prices. So that next year, when you start looking at that in our expenditures, there's the heads up. Good news. We installed a pressure transducer at the Public Works campus and hooked it to the SCADA. With the rationale behind that was we had easy plumbing. It was real simple to do, and we can monitor the pressure for spikes and lows, highs and lows. And eventually, I would like to install these above and below our pressure reducing valves in town, just so we can send an alarm if we get too low or too high. We know, and if it can give us a little bit of time to get there and adjust it, it may save us overpressuring or underpressuring and having more infrastructure problems. As of right now, that test is going well. It's kind of interesting information to look at that on the SCADA. I mean, you can actually tell when somebody flushes a toilet in the building.
Really?
It also is really interesting how at night the pressure will get really high, and during the day it considerably lower. We're looking at a 25-pound differential, which is easily explained by usage. I mean, it's just kind of neat to actually see it in a graph form. If you're into numbers, I guess I'm kind of a geek that way. But last but not least, with our wonderful South Dakota weather, there's a lot of new people around. Everyone meets somebody new, but a lot of our new people maybe don't fully understand that their water can freeze and break. They've been told, but we've already had a couple this week, and they were not necessarily newbies. They were just new to their home, but anytime you have a chance to spread the word that pay attention to your water, make sure, if you're in a trailer home, that you have good skirting, maybe heat tape. If you have kind of a cellar situation, make sure you are sealed up when the wind changes direction. Lo and behold, you can freeze up where you haven't in the past. Just kind of my PSA to anyone here who talks to anyone. That's all I have. Any questions?
Where were those two breaks at on the 9th and the 22nd?
Willard and 4th was the 9th. No, Willard and 5th. Ballpark. Sorry, Willard and Ballpark. The other one was on Deadwood and Cedar.
Oh.
That was the cast iron pipe. I have been, I've got my sheets made, and I've been trying to keep them on Google Earth and pop them in. So I haven't quite mastered Google Earth Pro to where I can print it off, but I'm trying to keep track. So when we get X amount in a certain area, that might be something we need to address in the future. Okay. Anything else?
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Public hearings? None. Old business? Don't remember if there was anything on there. I don't think so.
There wasn't
Looked
anything
over
in
my
the
notes, I didn't see any. New business?
It's a new year coming up next time. Next time we meet, it's going to be a new year.
New year, that's
Right.
new business. Yep. There you go. Nothing out there on new business. Todd, nothing going on. New coming up. No big projects. We're not working on any big projects, are we? Well, big one up there. That's
Interstate.
big, but yeah,
That's a little big.
Yeah.
real big.
There is Pine Glen that's being designed as well. We've been doing locates. That's an extension of the high pressure line on Alpine Glen Road
Where's that at?
to the south. I don't know. It's intersects with Dolan Creek Road on the southeast corner of
Oh, that
Meadows.
one. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Okay, yeah, I seen the vehicles there the other day. You're starting to lay that out and stuff? Figure it
Yes,
out?
we're doing our best to locate. The tracer wires aren't being very conductive for us. We're only getting about 10 feet, so we're lining up valves and relying on old school methods like witching to get an idea of where to pothole. Whether you believe in witching or not, it's at least a
Yep.
guess.
It gets you close?
Yes, sir. I feel comfortable with it. Others don't, but sometimes I'm on, sometimes I'm not.
You use rods,
Yeah, I just use one rod.
just one rod.
Yeah. Just the way I was taught.
Well, good. Okay. Any other matters to come before the board?
I don't have anything.
Me either.
Pretty easy meeting. No need for executive session. Should be it, huh?
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, when's our next meeting?
Okay, we are adjourned.
The next meeting should be
Next meeting will be the end of January, huh?